They don't know anything about the pregnancy. They are coming on Saturday. I still haven't said anything to my mom. Because I think as a worship leader or as someone who's in the forefront, you have this thing that I have to be this specific person. I have to have this particular character. And,
maybe the first few months were really hard for us because then we're trying to get to know each other fully because she stays here now.
Correct.
Ngapha kunesisu esikhathazayo ngapha esinama appointments now, so
Welcome to Love, Marriage and Family Podcast. My name is Mo and I'm of course with the lady in black.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Welcome
Pindi.
family. Welcome to Love, Marriage and Family Podcast. We're excited once again to be coming to you and really sharing what this platform is about. I think we've said this a couple of times, that this platform is about you. It's about your empowerment. It's about your family. It's really about making a difference in the South African family space, as we call it. And we really hope that you will enjoy this episode that we've curated for you today. And thank you so much to everybody for following our podcast. We are on the road to 50,000.
We're on the road to 1 million.
No, it begins somewhere, so Okay, we are on the road, #road to 50,000 subscribers. And we hope you're going to take us there. It's been an interesting journey. It's been a lovely journey, to be honest. And thank you so much for being part of it. If you haven't subscribed, please ensure that you do subscribe and you like and you share this podcast.
And of course, today we've been visited by a lovely couple and a couple that we've been following on social media, certainly on Instagram. And we have none other than Xolani, popularly known as Xoli. Xoli, Thabethe, and of course his lovely wife, Xoli and Lebo as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thabethes are in the building, everybody.
So when we met earlier on, I asked if, I said, the Thabethes I know.
Yeah.
Omadliwa, in KZN.
Okay, yes.
And he was like, no, not those
Not
ones.
that one.
Yeah. From Mpumalanga. Can you tell us a little bit about where you guys are from?
yeah, so thank you guys for having us.
Thank you. Thank you so
and
much.
to your viewers. Yeah, so Thabethes are from Wheatbank,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I think my grandfather's home is from Maritzburg or something like that.
Okay.
Pitradief.
Okay.
Okay.
To be precise, yeah. So then Thabethes are from Wheatbank. My mom is from Middelburg. My dad was from Wheatbank. And then we grew up in Siabuswa.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Kwandebe.
Kwandebe.
Yes.
So we're from Siabuswa. And then obviously I moved to Gauteng. Sizofuna umsebenzi. Yeah, sizofuna igolide. Wathola wonke amagolide.
I was going to say, when we are finna call it, the real.
Ngathola amagolide amanye.
Yes.
So I knew you were from Mpumalanga and certainly Kwandebe. That's why I wore this t-shirt.
Yes, I know.
That's nice.
How about that?
Now you're representing.
Nice
You are
one,
representing.
You are representing, right?
No, he's representing full on.
Representing. And then Lebo, I don't think you are from Pitradief. I don't think so. So I'm assuming you are part of the goal that he came to join.
Definitely.
Looking for. But
How deep did he go to digging the gold?
yeah, if you want the purest, you have to go right deep, right
Way
in there.
down, yeah.
But maybe just a little bit to say, just about yourself. I think one of the things that are quite interesting about you, both of you are creatives,
Yes.
Yeah.
one way or the other, you know. But maybe just a bit about you before we get into where you found this gold. You know?
Okay.
But before you found the gold, tell us about yourself, where you're from, and
Okay.
just
I'm from the East Rand, Katlehong.
Yeah.
Nkulele Katlehong. In fact, it was Sotho. I
Yeah.
don't know why. So, ke tswa ha Mokoena.
Yeah.
So, le ha Mokoena before I became Thabethe.
Okay.
So, ke holetse ko Katlehong, and then we later moved to Boksburg. And then from Boksburg, we moved to Vosloorus. I think that's where he found
Yeah.
And then, and then for Sloras, most of my life I spent there. And then, and then that's when we went to Change Bible Church, and he'll take it from there.
So East Rand through and through.
Eastern through and through. I'm an Eastern baby.
Yeah.
I was born there. I grew up there.
Met someone there.
Met someone there.
Well,
So you guys were both at church at Pastor Nzo's
yes,
Pastor Nzo's church.
yes. In fact,
It
I
seems
think,
she has a different view because
yes, but we.
not really.
In fact, you know what?
Yeah.
No, we have stronger history, stronger church history.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to explain that, she comes from a church, Gamakatingo, just what? What's it called?
Christ Ambassadors.
Christ Ambassador. Yes, which was one of the strongest as well.
Yes, I know.
Yes, so it was one of the strongest in Forslorus.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we didn't meet there. And I was coming from High Praise Center.
Oh, okay.
Pastor Bishop
Yes.
Benjamin Tobias.
Yeah,
So I was
okay.
there for like 4 or 5 years or so.
Yeah.
So, but we never met. We only met when then I went to Change.
Got you.
But also probably like 7, 8 years later when I was there.
Yeah.
She then arrived probably around that time. So, but also, I mean, Change was quite big. It was big then because we had the main branch, which was in Katlehong.
Yeah.
I didn't stay there for long. I was in the satellite church, which was in Senton.
Got you.
Okay.
Yes. So then we churched there for about 6 years or so, 7 years.
Okay.
Then we sort of like closed down. Then I went to the main branch.
Got you.
Yeah. Then that's where. Yeah.
That's where you found the
Yes,
a
that's
good
where the whole
thing.
story starts.
Okay.
That's where the story will start.
I'm so interested in that because I think most people meet in church. I don't know whether this is a hint for someone who's looking to say, maybe change.
There are beautiful sisters in the church.
Maybe change where you spend your time. Because I think
church goes wrong.
no, guys, I'm not lying. I think probably 85%,
Yeah.
if not
Yes.
more, of people that we have sat with here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
They've
they
like,
met.
okay, we
Definitely.
met in church.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, that's a hint for someone. Yeah.
But you guys have been married for 9 years, right?
Yes.
And
9 years.
Tell us about life before the 9 years.
I don't think you're ready.
Lebo, please take us there. So you guys meet at Change,
Yes.
and then tell us about that journey from meeting to obviously taking a decision to say, okay,
Okay.
we're starting a journey together now in marriage.
I think we both have different versions of how we met.
Okay. Yeah, well,
He has
that's
his
usually
own
the case.
story.
That's usually the case. The guy's story is always short to the point. You know.
And sometimes it's missing a lot of important
Hey, bayangidrilla ngaleyo nto. So hey, khulume.
parts that you always miss. But Angela Yako Lebo, what's your vision?
Okay, cool. So this one particular Sunday, I'm very new in the worship team. I was one of the backers, you know. I didn't even started leading. And then this one particular Sunday, it's church as usual. And then after church, I'm packing my stuff and one of my friends comes to me and she's like, hurry, someone wants to meet you. And I'm like, okay, right, okay. And then I'm like, who is this? No, you'll see him when you see him.
Wow.
So mang phumela ngaphandle, he's standing with his friend Sandile outside. And then he says to me, hi. I'm like, hello. Because I'm just like,
Who are you?
in fact, he was disappointed that I didn't know who he was. He says he wasn't. So, okay, anyway.
Okay. Should have known.
Yeah, hi, hello. I'm Xoli Thabethe. Okay, nice to meet you. And then the friend as well, I'm Sandile Mcina, nice to meet you. And then he says to me, no, I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay, hi. And then he says, I started following him after that. I'm like, how do I follow you if I don't know who you are?
I think you did. I really think you did. Really out of intrigue, out of mystery.
I'm with you.
No,
When you say she started following you, in what way?
No,
Because surely there's something.
no, the following is not that deep. It's not the deep meaning of following.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
ukuthi when then you bumped into a friend request on social media or a like.
Yeah.
So now the issue now is that both of us don't remember who sent the friend request.
Oh.
But I remember that how all of a sudden then we are talking and then she's
Cecilia.
commenting, she's commenting, and our other friend as well.
But Muzi Villagas is the one who was always telling me about this guy, and yeah, he really
I had few advocates.
Yeah, actually. So if you were not interested, okay. No,
Then you started following him.
You know what I'm saying? No, he followed me.
Okay. At least now you guys are following each other.
Yeah, we are following each other.
So we are square. We are
Yeah.
fine. All right. So where do things begin now? Because I can imagine Xoli and Lebo, you're like, okay, who's this strange guy? But now we are sitting here, guys, 9 years later, which means at some point
There was a time when
there was a
like,
time when you're like, Shem. So when does this happen for you?
So what happens is then I will start obviously chatting and in and out, and then we start meeting at church obviously now regularly, all of that. But also I was not serving at Change, the main branch.
Okay.
So I would only come in whenever someone is not there, and then ask me to play.
Yeah.
Because then I was serving more at the
In the
Saturday
other
church.
church,
Yes,
okay.
yeah. So then this other time, I give her a call and say, "Hey, where are you?" She said, "No, I'm at school." It's okay. No. We're driving around with my friend.
Yeah.
Can we pass by? And then she was staying at some rest situation, commune
Yeah, I was
flat.
at Vega. I was at Vegas.
She was studying at Vega at the time. So we pass by, we pick her up. Then, so now as we pick her up, I was like, hey, we're hungry. So let's maybe find food or something. So that maybe we can. And it's E3 with my friend, because we were staying together. It's siyafuna ukudla man. Ukhalelana. Eish. Sisakhalele Nando's.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
No, there was nothing wrong with Nando's.
Okay, no.
Nando's.
Kanti thina besingabhekanga lapho.
Ubheke wena kwi-booking, yabona kubukwe
lesikhathi phela bobrada abasebenzayo,
Yes.
bobrada ku-right. So, but it's
Also.
also it's not a date.
Mara usho na ukuthi
Yes.
ufuna ukuthatha table for three.
Yes, but also it was not a date. It was like, hey man, let's just go chill. So
yeah,
we can
yeah,
talk
yeah.
because we've been sort of like liking on Facebook and all of
Yeah.
that. So then we took her to Trump. She doesn't know what's Trump. It's okay. It's
She
understandable.
was a student.
Yes,
I
she
was.
a student at
And
the
he's
time.
like 6 years older than me. I didn't know anything.
So she's looking for,
I got Trump. I think it was too high.
It was
for
too
that
high.
time.
No,
but
no.
it was
Hey,
just
the
lunch.
standard, the standard is like.
Yeah, so siyafika umuntu yena ngoba mhlambe naye ngalo sikhathi bekangazi ukuthi yini uthi
Yeah.
she says she's not hungry. Then we're like, okay, we're hungry, and then we know we call some serious things. They
This is
bring some
steak,
chops.
yeah,
Hey,
baba.
how umuntu sekalambile all of a sudden. Sithi hayi letha nikishi lonke umntana.
Impressor, yes, Shem.
So let's check. So I think obviously those were just sort of like small things to check.
Yeah.
Ukuthi, what are we dealing with here? Are we
Yeah.
dealing with a slay queen?
Yeah,
Or what are we?
yeah.
So
Just the Nando's, yeah.
Yeah, better seven blackberry nyani pink, maroon, Bekusaxexeka nje.
I was a
Bekshot them
baby.
whole, bekshot them whole.
Whole,
Yeah, bekshot them
mfethu.
whole, yeah.
Mfethu.
Azomfaka into,
Bafika
but
ubuholo, wow.
bafika ubuholi, and then we started talking really, and then we became really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really became close.
Yeah.
Then we decided that and then I think we had an on and off situation, also because I was I was traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And then obviously she was ready to talk.
Yeah.
And also I wasn't sort of like coming to the party that she's looking for.
Gotcha.
Meaning me talking serious. And then it's not as cool, then now I'm traveling with gigs and all of that. And I think eventually then we decided, no man, let's just do this seriously.
Oh, wow.
Bro.
Yeah.
And then we started Gwahamba. You wanna take it from there? Yeah.
But just to say the Trump story,
Okay. Correct it when I live.
I didn't know what Trump was, and I feel like it was going to be fair if he sent me a text and saying, this is a date.
Yeah.
Right? But then we did the Nando's thing, and then Mangfiga at Trump, I just saw so many lights.
Yeah.
I'm like, where am I? And
Yeah.
it was
Phela guys,
Usangenile uThabethe.
Shama movement wami. Izinto zami.
wakukhiphe Israel.
Keep up on Nando's.
I got that unfair, but let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
but Jamie made an impression, and then he did make an impression. And then after that, like he said, there was a lot of on and offs. I think because on my side, I came from a very grounded family. So you're here today, you're not here today. You're traveling with gigs, and we just came from I come from a very strict family, staunch. Gogo Makatini didn't play. Intombi yapila, intombi ayijoli, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the traveling, him being just everywhere was a bit of imbalance for me because I just needed stability. But I remember after a long time of blocking him, I decided.
Did we get there?
Oh,
We
no, we got there.
did.
Sifika nini lapho mara?
Long story.
No, tell us about the story.
No, it was
Make it
just
short.
it was just a lot of on and offs. I think also he wasn't ready
Yeah.
at that time. Yeah, I think women are always ready.
Yeah.
No, women
Guys,
are ready at 5.
Women are always ready. Yeah.
Mara, yes, Shem, guys, you know that time, I'm thinking perhaps that's what was happening with you. You know that time when you meet someone and you don't know whether, are you still dating or, especially when it comes to men, sometimes you like, as a woman,
Inkinga nifuna udefine yonke into.
Yeah, for my explanation.
Don't define.
I
Just
know
move
we're
on.
dating the last time, Mara, are we still,
Exactly.
so was it that situation of, hey, I'm not sure whether
We still on and on.
is that corner this thing or not?
But also remember he was he's Xoli Thabethe.
Yeah,
And at that
yes,
time he
yes.
was just like, he Xoli and all the girls were around him. And so I was just like, what does this guy
this?
really want? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's getting all the attention and this and that.
Hey, maningi
So-
phela sisters. Abangama backing vocalist.
Ababhekile.
Ababhekhayo lapha.
Baningi. Bafuna ulidwa.
Emsebenzini na
Dakala.
off stage, on stage.
The art of order. Let's come back. Okay, Lebo. Well, you won this race clearly.
Clearly, and then I
Yeah.
blocked him, and then I don't know what happened, but this one time I was on my way to school, train, and then I just decided, I don't know what happened, and then I decided to unblock his number. You know that with iPhone you can unblock someone's number, and I unblock him, and then there's just a flood of messages from him. Hey, where are you? My life is miserable without you.
Lord, oh.
So he needed that
I really
blocking.
need to. He did.
He needed that.
He did.
Because I think perhaps maybe he realized,
I
the
really like this
silence.
girl. And then I texted him like, hi, and then he's just like, I'm ready.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And when a man knows.
Yeah.
yeah.
When a man knows. That's why a lot of guys would date a woman for 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
Never marrying, never even talk about
Yeah.
marriage.
Yo, because, yeah,
Meet
guys.
somebody new.
Yep.
Within 6 months, he's gone. Married.
Yeah.
That's so much. That happens. That happens quite a lot. So what was the light bulb moment for you then?
I think also personally, what was making me not ready was that I grew up. My mom and dad divorced years, like probably 90s. I think 5 years or 4 years after I was born as well. Sure. So I have seen how my mom struggled to raise us, and with one salary raising 3 boys. And so if then I was going to do this, I wanted to do it right.
Yeah.
And also if then I decide to do it and that decision is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Then we move. We move with it,
tough one.
So I didn't want to get in for me to get out later, I really wanted to say, look, if we're doing this, let's do it. And then, and I feel I'm also grateful of those small on and offs because also they got to sort of like make me realize whether is she the one or not.
Yeah.
Because then if then I didn't have a chance to miss her or to think of her, then you don't see really the worth of what you have. So, and then from there, everything went 180 speed.
Wonderful.
Everything went fast. You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Continue.
Usisi was in 150%.
Yes, 150%. And then So the turning point now is that then she gets pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. I shouldn't tell funny
part-
stories.
as
So,
As part of the worship.
Yes.
as part of it,
Worship leader.
yeah.
So then
Whoa.
things go south.
Worship leader, ma.
Yeah, but yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what, Xoli?
Ungadiki kakhulu, ungadiki kakhulu. Ungangeni kakhulu.
I'm just thinking.
Singangeni,
I'm just thinking with it, you know, the 95% of people who view this channel, abazalwane,
yeah.
you know, and I know for a fact there are plenty of
These
brothers
situations,
or
yes.
sisters in those
Yeah.
situations,
Yeah.
and a lot of them, they get lost in the kingdom,
Yes.
you know, along the way. And that's actually the angle that I want to come into,
Yeah.
so that we find a way of encouraging Labas, because you guys are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are married. You guys have children, and we're going to get into that.
Yes.
How do we encourage, you know, those people, especially the single people, who would obviously be in that situation where one is pregnant before they get married and so on?
So our situation was, you know, because the details already now that she was in the front.
Yeah.
I'm at the back, helping just.
Are you serving now?
No, I'm not serving.
Still.
In the main branch, there were like 100 of them on stage there. It was, I mean, it was full. I mean, when I was there, had other 2-3 keyboard players who were there full time.
Okay.
So they had enough. So I would just come in only whenever, as and when someone is not available.
But I mean, you had your worship leader there anyway.
Yes, and my worship leader was
so you were
representing. I was
covered,
covered, and I
you
was
know?
fully committed. Mina nje attend ibandla attended.
Yes.
Yeah. So then things become banaleo turnaround. But also that turnaround comes in where me and my friend on the side, we've been talking. He just got married, and I think a year or two before me, and we were living together for probably 5 years. So the talks were there. I think age value right now, and I was already around 30 or so. So I was thinking, no, we should get married. I think once we sort of like discussed it, but light, we didn't really go into details about it, because obviously then if you go into details about it, then that means you are proposing.
Yeah.
So you would just talk it, just seeking a phezulu invitation.
Awufuna ukunikeza ama-wrong
I'm from ideas now. Then sengibophekile. Sengiboshiwe ngoba
what are
ngibuza
you playing
question.
safe?
I was playing safe, but I feel like we even if now that we look at our relationship, how it was then, I think we were really comfortable with each other. You know, we were cool. We were fine when we were. I mean, those days I was picking her up almost every day at work, even though singashadanga. And drive to Parktown, pick her up, take her home, which is like, you know, on Carnival
On the
City.
east side. Oh,
You-
wow.
you know, and then from there drive back to Centurion.
Hey,
Bengikuthele. So
Uthando, Mara, you do all those things, ne?
You are used to driving musicians when
I've been driving there. So then,
man.
hey, and then one afternoon, then she brings the news. I'm like, hey,
Wow.
it's not going down this
Kuthiwa
road.
nekhaya, Mara, because
When usuka
you
kwikhaya,
told us you came from a very grounded home.
Very grounded home.
And also you are in the front at church.
I'm in the front at church. And you know when you come to a parent and you're saying, I'm dating a musician, they are like, what?
yeah.
What? Digigi? Because they always everywhere.
Hey, the gig, no, can't trust.
There is no way.
Guys, kwenzakala
Yo,
magig.
Asazi.
Sizobuya
No,
Mara, sibe here.
no, sitting episodes.
So Lebo.
No, sitting episodes sihlale ngasema musicians. Abashadile sikhulume lezo zinto.
The gig, problem. Okay. Lebo, your parents are thinking, Tanam, you had a choice here.
Yeah.
Makhona ama-lawyer,
Mara,
khona odokotela,
Bakhona abafundisi.
onjinela, you know.
Bakhona abafundisi.
You? But how did you get out of it?
This is fun.
Especially when it comes to serving a church, because we grew up in an era where kakunqunywa esontweni.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
had something
No,
like that. but-
Gauteng la abayaz leyo.
Abayaz-
we
Gauteng.
Asingabatsheli.
Gauteng la.
Hey, Tina, you do something wrong. You
Uhlaliswa
get out of
phansi
the
nje.
stage.
Oh,
Ngomoya
thina
kaJesu.
3 months thina.
About 3 months.
Uhlala phansi 3 months thina la siphuma khona.
Yes. That's where as
Hey,
well.
friend,
Okay, cool.
But we did.
you tell your
we
mom
did,
she's
yeah.
not happy.
No, I haven't told. So we had a plan. Okay, he had a plan. So
Yes.
abantu abadala always have a plan.
Yeah.
So I tell him, okay, this is the situation, and then he says, okay, cool, and then he says, I will go and tell the pastor, him.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he does a meeting with Pastor Nzo, great man of God, love him so much.
Yeah.
He tells Pastor Nzo that this is the situation. They have the conversation is amajita.
Yeah. Understanding, yeah.
Yeah. And then he comes back, he says, okay, we are getting married.
Okay.
Thank God for Pastor Nzo.
Angazi ukuthi
Just
utheni,
like that.
man of, yeah.
Whatever
Man
he
of God,
said.
wherever you are. Bless you, sir.
Yeah.
And then he says, okay, we are getting married. This is October, right? So he found out that we were pregnant on the 6th of October. I still remember. We're getting married. And then he sends, he sends a letter home. My mom is happy.
Oh, wow.
Akazi kwenzakalani.
Maru happy manje
We happy
musician.
ukuthi, yeah, hawu.
At least iyamove the musician.
Yeah, usirious.
Yeah.
And then it's the week of the lobola. I still haven't said anything to my parents.
Oh, so the letter comes
The letter comes.
and the parents don't know.
They don't know
About what? About the pregnancy?
about the pregnancy.
I see. Okay.
Glory.
We're moving, guys. We're moving.
Glory.
Okay. No, siyashesha phela.
Glory.
Time is
Glory.
something is brewing.
They don't know anything about the pregnancy. They are coming on Saturday. I still haven't said anything to my mom and my dad. I think Thursday,
Before the Saturday.
before the Saturday,
And
Thursday, I just ask, I can use my camera in and then she comes. And then I just show her the scan and I just started crying.
how?
I knew it.
Yo, and they know most of the time.
no, they know.
No, my mom was like, I knew. Shame, but also, and then she just started encouraging me because she ungithole when she was still in high school as well.
So she's experienced
So she
similar.
understands.
So she
Okay.
understood. So she was
get
very
you.
supportive.
That's wonderful.
And then, because then sekumele siphakanyiswe, right?
Yeah.
Kuningi kwenzeka fast, bekenzeka fast, yonke into beyenzeka fast. And then
Musician.
then we have to go, and then so we go and we meet Pastor Nzo before the Sunday so phakanyiswa ngayo. I think it was during the week, no? Just this after the weekend, Yolobola, and then he says to me, the moment I see him, he says to me, "Ni right? Are you guys fine?" My heart. Because I think as a worship leader or as someone who's in the forefront, you have this thing that I have to be this specific person. I have to have this particular character. And, I think begele phezulu.
Yeah.
So when something like that happens, you're expecting a backlash, you're
Yeah.
expecting... And I think he just met me with so much grace and so much love of a father. And I think I just cried at that moment because I was just like... I'm so sorry. That's
Yeah.
okay. I didn't mean to disappoint you. And then, but I think the biggest part of it is he works so hard to protect me. You know what I'm saying? I think him going to speak to Pastor Nzo, because what men in that situation do most of the time, they just run away and it's just a whole lot of drama.
Expose you.
And they expose
Yeah.
you. But I'm so grateful to God that at that moment I was so covered.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I think what we thought was going to be just one day, we got married on a Thursday, right?
On a Friday.
On a Friday.
So it was. I think amalobos wonga pushing in October.
Yonke lento yenza
No, so
October
October.
shut November. We had 6 weeks to plan a wedding.
Yeah,
Oh
so,
wow! So between October and November.
yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah, sure.
October,
Now I understand the moving fast.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
that's
train
what I mean.
was really moving.
Yes, yes.
But I think also, well, with working with I'm going to leave other details, but my conversation with Pastor Nzo was that namang figa ungshaya almost the same thing. Didn't figure out students Tasha so in Bedford View.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and I know that he's been having discussions about asking other people when is Xoli, you know, I see he's busy dropping my girl here and he's not
Hey, my
committing.
girl,
So
what's
there
that?
was a thing. There was a thing. So I think also when I was coming, then he was expecting that probably I will raise the issue of marriage, but not in this.
Yeah.
I get
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to speed things.
Yes.
So then we spoke about it. I was like, hey, what are we talking?
Also, you raised
So very. So it was okay. So what's the plan? What's the plan? What's happening now? And then I broke it down. No, our plan is that we think we should just wrap this thing up because we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like if then we let this thing continue as is, I don't think we are ready. Not that we won't survive it, but I think we are not ready to have those type of talks with saints and all of that. I think it was just going to be very messy.
Yeah.
So and at that time when we are talking, me and him, I was probably minus 30,000. So
I get you.
I'm minus 30,000 going towards overdrafting if it is in Jerusalem. So I'm thinking. So nje ngisiyashada ngikhuluma ngani.
Amara wena uhamba ma-Trump mosu.
Phela
What is the problem?
phela lifestyle.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, at the time when this is happening, Vela, it won't find you in a good space.
Yeah.
No,
it
no,
will find you in a
certainly.
very messy
Certainly.
space.
No, true that.
Yeah.
So, to be honest with you, from Sparangiso, I think is 20, somewhere around 20 something, towards the end of October.
Yeah.
Ukuthi laba bayashada laba. And already nje basime stage nje Sparangiso sengimphekile nje kunekunento ebonakala yeah ne rogo lithengiwe la dura nje rogo lithengiwe nje mara ibophile nje izinto. So but we were like okay, we move from here. And then honestly we just saw God make things happen in the highest level. I think I had about 2-3 artists that were owing me money.
Yeah.
I had 3 that when that isilungu ke nasibale ebe bangangibhadali as yet. So bebangangikoloti but they were going to pay. So immediately from 25 from his
They
25
started paying.
from his one njelo viki sithi sangena zonke imali
Are you serious?
Saqonda nalabo ngikoloda nje hey man how are you and ababonanga nekuthi siphakamise because vele we kept it private like hey man yazi ngikukhumbulile ngithi ungikhumbula kanjani ngoba usese konje
Reminder, boss.
singa reminder nje kuphela mina hayi imali yazingenela from there even the hotel we booked it was probably like 200 and something thousand. Then we didn't know how we were going to afford it. Started looking for other cheaper places. And now I've already hinted it to her mom. Good, no, we were thinking of a place somewhere. And at that time she was working at the airport. Then she just decides to find out. There is about 200 and something now. So and when she sends an email, her email because Bale asks because she works for the airport.
Yes.
But they're, no, we are affiliating with your company, so you deserve a 50% discount.
Are you kidding?
Oh my word.
Hayi mabaqeda ukukhuluma leyo nto yavele yangena 50% by accounting.
What are you telling us now?
So if we can tell you,
There's a movie, man.
So by the time sihlala thina emshadweni, okwala eGauteng konke bekufully paid konke great.
Wow.
Oh wow.
God is good.
So that's why we're saying we're not condoning these
No, of
movements.
course. Yeah.
But we're saying Tina on our side, our testimony, Tina, we saw him, move and making things happen.
Sure.
And
and I think we got our wedding was 3 days.
we had a 3-day wedding.
We had a 3-day wedding. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because everyone just wanted to
Come in
and because I was pregnant at that time. my mom and my sister-in-law, they're the ones who planned the whole wedding.
Yeah.
Remember this one time my sister-in-law asked me, okay, there's a gold spoon and there's a silver spoon. Which one do you want me to? As long as I want Padlile, Joe."
All the silver, it doesn't matter. About the job.
So it was hectic. It was
Spoon, that's all I want.
it was hectic. So the 3 days as well was a shock because it probably was that the Friday
Yeah.
we meant to do it a private thing, but also we had a problem that my family, I'm talking over 400 people.
Yeah.
Not
All
400
of them wanted to be part of
no,
it.
they are more than that. But I'm just saying the people that I'm close with.
Wow.
They are around more than 400. So mangithi mina ngiya invitation. Ngikhuluma ngani?
Ushiya abantu invite-
Because you know like kuma 30, 40 bancane vele ukuthi
But it get crashed. There's some
When
kind
the
of-
whole village was.
So give me was a problem. I no, into Soyenza as well as Friday. So and then I can call my celebrity friends and all of
Yeah.
that. Then we do the special situation.
Small, intimate.
Yes. Then we were going to do the Friday and the Sunday. Then there was the Saturday was open. I family like had never
We want to
say
be.
funa nathi into
So the
Saturday.
date nabo bafuna ukungena
So
nabo
we had like
podcast.
three different types of invitations. Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday.
Oh, man.
So if I would tell on a Friday, you told us Sunday,
Yeah,
you told
you
us
are
Sunday.
covered.
So it was, yeah, but Tina, we are saying we saw God move.
Wow.
And then from there, everything started in
Oh,
January.
man, that's so really cool. And
So-
in terms of, I don't know what to call it, the backlash,
Mm-hmm.
has there been, yabona le nto ukuthi abazalwane sikhonza sonke and then
Yeah,
usister qhamukela
Phela
esesuthi
fanele kushipwe manje.
esesuthi, you know,
Yeah.
how was that?
No, but we took a break as well. Like I was saying, we took like a
Sazinquma thina.
sazinquma sahlala phansi.
Oh,
Maybe that's
okay.
just
Okay.
in respect of the
Yes.
church as well, because I mean they served us well. Mfundisi has served, Pasans was served as
He
well.
played
too.
his role,
Yes,
yeah.
Tina njobe siqonga siyamserva, but nathi he really came through and he was calling all the time. Short down. No, I've just paid for this. I've just paid for it. Oh, ding nix. No. Okay, no. Ubani. He was phoning
Yes.
almost
Oh,
every, and was shut this. In fact,
Yeah.
he was late. And he had to do like 2 weddings same day. So we took a backseat a bit.
Yeah.
Just like hey, maybe let's cool off a bit and then
Yeah.
take things slowly. And also we were not ready. So ngihlala ku 1 bedroom. Insurance safane ngibothi senza njani siphuma kanjani ngapha fanele ngishintshe umshadweni awungeni nompete wasebusingilini safane mina imali ngicede
I paid for
emshadweni
the wedding most.
yeah safane ngithenga umbhede manje fanele ngifune nethi and ngapha naye sekafuna izinto nje bafika phela ngisho seka umama
Yes,
course.
sekafuna ama-bearings sekafuna ama-serviettes
Yeah.
and mina ifatuku it does everything
You know, it pays all, it covers all the
covers
roles.
everything. Sekafuna ama-serviettes
You know?
sekafuna i-hand wash mina insipho kwathi di-sunlight lapha we move sekafuna ama-hand list.
Oh wow, man.
So from there, and then we started sort of like, and also I think maybe the first few months were really hard for us because then we're trying to get to know each other fully, because she stays here now.
Correct.
Ngapha kunesisu esikhathazayo ngapha esinama appointments now, so
Yo,
mood
is
swings
different now.
vuke ngo-3 ngiyofuna i-Borovers roll
Yeah.
mangiceda
Itholakala
ukuyithenga
lapha, mara
mangiceda no i-Borovers roll mina vela ngizona
Esalingilisoyifuna.
no, we went to Sunnyside.
Sunnyside.
That's how desperate we were. Ngo-2 ekuseni
Sorry.
ngayofuna i-Borovers roll eSunnyside. Masiqeda sayithola estradini khona indawo izi-house 22.
Yeah,
So,
bona
sayithola lapha ngama-2, 3 ekuseni.
wow.
Sasiqeda ukuyihlafunya. Ukuthi i-offline. Sayilahla ngewindo sabuyela endlini. So ngitshela ngiphume ngo-2 ekuseni kuyolanda into ukuthi ngiyithenge ngiyilahle.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of what.
So
yeah.
man, everything was really hard to get from there because now we're trying to enjoy ourselves and already I mean starting November, so there's Christmas here, there's lunches, there's
But also, isn't it that time, peak season?
yes for me
kids.
it was it was a busy time. Also obviously then she would go back home
Yeah.
and stay at home in Zule trying to recover from from the wedding because the wedding was really really big.
My goodness. Sis Lebo, how is it like marrying an artist?
From not being ready to 3-day wedding.
Mo, don't go there.
No, I want us to get there, honestly.
You know, especially in your condition at the time, you've just been married, you have a guy that you were on and off with. You at one point you blocked,
Unblocked.
and then you had to unblock, and 6 weeks getting married, 3 days of marriage, of wedding. And now we're still lana. Uhamba ungithengela amabhora voice ngo-3 ekuseni.
Awalahle at the same time.
And now he has to go everywhere. It's November,
and
December.
I'm pregnant, and I think the thing about us getting married, Guti, saqala sekunomntwana. Saqala seku-3.
Yeah.
So there was
Yes,
not really time exactly
For the two of you.
for the two of us to get to know each other. I think we really started getting to know each other about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's after the whole 3 kids situation. But I think for me personally, God has been so faithful. I had to like myself very quickly so that I think umshado now will be easy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I found him as a musician. I found him as an artist. This is who I found him as. And I have to accept that this is who I married. And for the marriage to work, then I have to work myself around expectations. And because I didn't want to be looking on his Instagram, micromanaging his fans or whatever. So I had to like myself very quick and trust the fact that I know who I married and he has chosen me.
Yeah.
So
You are the girl
I
that
am
he
the girl he
chose.
chose. So
Oh, wow.
I like that concept because that is so powerful, by the way, because there's also this notion that there are people that don't want to spend time with themselves because they don't like themselves too much. So when you there are people who love to be in company of other people because the idea of being by yourself just kills
It
you.
terrifies. Yeah.
Because what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Please talk to me about that, because I think there's a lot of women who get stuck in that phase where you literally may even lose your marriage
yeah.
because I actually don't like myself that much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think after 3 kids, it's just because now you have to deal with your body changes and. But I think I had to, when you marry to a partner who gets a lot of attention, I think there was a time, bekhona umamfundisi ovakashile esontweni, and she said that you have to understand who you married. She was just talking to Abu Mama in general. Uguti, she was saying, I got married to a pastor and my husband is very charming and he's very charismatic and people have a crush on him. So what? So that's so what stuck with me. And that's so what really released me, because I was like, okay, so what? He's likable. My husband is very funny. He's very charming. He's very charismatic. So I was like, so what? And I think I also had in the part of liking myself, I had to lean strongly on who I am as a person. I'm educated. I'm a creative. I'm this. So I had to appreciate the fact that this is who I am and embrace that. Because when we don't embrace this and start then focusing on the other party, that's when we start running. But I think the moment you realize that
I'm incredible too.
I'm incredible too. I'm incredible too. And I think he started seeing that as well. With, my wife is really incredible. She's smart. She's creative. So I think just embracing who you are as a woman, and we full package now.
Actually, loving yourself makes you attractive.
Yeah. To your partner, I can
makes
imagine.
you attractive to your partner, because the minute you turn your attention to your partner and make demands from your partner, demands that only God could meet. You know what I mean? Then you put pressure. Then they run away. Then you push them away. But immediately when you get to your core and rely and stand on who you believe God has made you to be, you become very much attractive. Because then he sees why he got married to you.
You're a magnet.
You become magnetic. And I think that is so
I love
so
that
powerful.
because losing yourself, guys, in in this thing called marriage is such a sad.
And I think also one of the hardest thing was that also you must remember that I'm not at home at that time.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
I'm always traveling. I'm there Monday
Yeah.
to Thursday. Monday to Thursday night. Friday, I'm already, there's a thing somewhere. There's a
Yo.
church, what you need to go to, or we're flying out. I'm gone for the next 4, 5, 6 days or a week.
Wow.
And I think I sort of like noticed the shift as well, where then she started also excelling way high now at work. She started getting like awards now, recognition.
Yes.
Every other day there's a certificate that comes back. You know, we got this today. What? How? Nini say 100 malories. Umuntu buya ne bronze, buya ne gold, buya nang. Hey, aziyasha mus here.
Yeah.
So, but I think I appreciated that, and I feel like okay, now so we busy actually here. This is a creative
I
house.
love it.
So when the kids also now start to do well, it's easier for us to manage that now. To say, okay, guys, it's just out game, just fall in line game. Let's spend time together. But I feel like when you start loving yourself, you start excelling also in your
own
profession as
space,
well.
profession.
Yes, so that then angahlali alinde mina ukuthi ngithola ama awards. And then ama awards on my phone because then they've got a very bad spirit of which is ngena kwi discussion. No. Anento yokuthi okay, let me put it this way. I have seen a lot of artists struggle. Because banking self-validation situation. So awards then they sort of like it's a validation of some sort. And you are good whether you have the award or not. So I have never been a person who wanted them. Even when I started getting them, it was actually the companies that were really pushing with no, let's go. We've put you in, we've done this. I'm like, guys, I'm not so sure if I want to go there because there's a lot of fakeness. No, when I did this, I had a third eye. I saw, God was sitting here. He said, "Do this, change the chord." But so I always had a problem with that because then I feel like in the long run, then she was going to be so fixated to my career now. To say, why want to out in Jongobano? Why album things and then second pressure, then says peeling your life, Gantina, if I nationally, I will land and get to Buenani. Yes, I now 1,001.
I love that.
So powerful.
So it's very important with Na's Tande.
Yeah.
Nanjwang busy swimmer going Kula Mutanda.
Yes.
Career. Because also our career is very demanding. I think you guys know from afar. Demands attention, demands all of that. Fanubuga this way. Fanting impatla every week. Just go over somewhere and Mshina now washa. So kuningi man.
Let's talk about those pressures because honestly speaking, I think when we opened, we said you guys are a family of creatives, fine. But also we do know sometimes the music industry, how volatile it can be and how you unpredictable, it can be. You seem to have had a good run when in this space. I mean, that's
observation.
From
observation. Yeah. You were not affected by COVID.
You seem to have had a good run. Like seriously, I mean, even when you look back at the people that you've worked with, I don't know, whether that was by chance or you were, you were, I don't know, intentional.
You had a third eye. God was sitting
you
here.
had a third eye. How has that space been for you? Like, really, truly speaking now.
Okay, so there's two issues there that you are mentioning.
Yeah.
Two things, not issues. The Mbatas once said something at one of our mutual friends' wedding, which got stuck with me. I don't know if you remember when they said...
the Mbatas is
Ngubeko and Ntokozo, yeah. So they were speaking that day. I think you were speaking as well. Deniko's
yeah.
And then they said they have mastered, they've fixed their posture when there's a problem. They put the problem here. And then it's just saying, okay, kunenkinga, inkinga le imali or inkinga imoto.
Ayikho la.
So ayibi sinenkinga nawe wena uthi awunamali wena. Yes, akuwena hile problem ekhona. So it's how do we fix this problem?
Powerful.
Yes. So I feel like that has also behind the scenes has helped me as well, because then our industry has strong financial challenges. I think that's why then some of the parents, they say don't marry a musician, whatever, because then there's a lot of financial issues around our industry. So then if you don't learn to manage it and teach yourself, I mean, the reason why some of the big names, they die owing about 20 million, it's because the money here comes now. I get the money now and I put it in my pocket.
Hey,
So,
anginazi isikhathi
akunakuthi
sokukhokha
ngikhokhe story.
La nofika iswathinking like that.
Solve inkinga manje.
Manje,
Yabo?
nge-trap.
Yeah.
Noma
Nge-trap
nge-trap.
manje, noma nginendoda.
Nge-trap noma ngenando.
Yeah, okay, king pie. Yabo? So, manje, each situation is that then you have to, when you talk about other people who are corporate, and then you're talking, they have the entire 29 days to plan their, 24 days to plan their entire month or whatever. Then they get paid, then they sort their things out. So with us, money comes now, we eat it now, we finish it now. We're waiting for another one that's coming the next weekend. So, but also in that, I'm still yet to find, it's just obvious we haven't properly defined it. The people who have faith more, I feel like, are musicians who have faith. Is that I could get money now, but I have faith that I'm going to get a
gonna
call.
come again.
Yes, another call is going to come through. So
Mm.
now I had to put that faith now in my family, Gutiana. Even if we finish her money in 2 or 3 days after, then I have to say, babe, I know something's going to come now in the next 2 or 3 days. Someone's going to call, we're going to get something. So you might find that then people, when they're looking, they think everything is going well. These guys are doing well. So that's why maybe most of the time you guys haven't noticed that. But also is that I had to learn to, not intentionally also, but just to keep my family out of well, not, I don't consider myself famous. I consider myself well known in the industry. Because umuntu famous nasemakhishini.
Yonke indawo.
Noma
I
acula nje
get
famous everywhere. But when you're a well-known person, you're well known in that
Within
industry.
space,
So in my space, I'm well known. Most of the artists know me. Most of the musicians, they know me. So I've learned ukuthi no man, kukhona la ngifuna bagcine khona. Ukuthi asigcineni la bafike bakwazi ukuvakasha bahlale nami nonkosikazi nabantwana.
Got you.
Because akusibonke abangani bami my colleagues abanye. Then they, because now we always have this blur line ukuthi are these people real friends or are they colleagues or not?
That's true.
So now, because now when they are nengayidefine nanga kahle leyo nto, then umfosi ukuvakasha kaningi la endlini. Sesizwe izitori eziningi thina ukuthi hawu umfosi uyambona mangathi akabheka unkosikazi wami ngilile. Umsakazi jikajikela sa ekitchen sokunomuntu ujika naye.
Akasahambi la, akasajikina kahle manje.
Sokunomuntu onelihlo nje uthi mfethu kunjani. So I feel like on some of those things then I had to sort of like draw a line to say, Ish, these are the only people that are my friends, and because also I know their wives and their wives, they talk with my wife and the kids. So I've learned to separate that. It's only now that people are starting really to see Lebo traveling with me and all of that, because then I'm like, she needs to be there with me all the time. So that's when now they start to notice, I would, oh, she's chilled. And she's very loud, you don't know. But was mina nomndeni. Angifuni bese kuba into yechoir yonke manje ukuthi kanjalo. But so I have learned to sort of like keep that my family away, just away from this entire thing.
You guys have got three boys, right?
Hey.
And are they all born the same?
Yeah.
Nashesha, were you guys quick? Because you seem to be very...
Because they all look like
6 weeks
same age.
It's true, Vel.
We have 3 boys.
So umshado within 6 weeks.
No, it didn't end there.
Nabantwana nabo nagijima same thing.
It didn't end there, mama. Sivele sagijima ngesinye speed after lap. In fact, firstborn Makosini
was turning 8 yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, was turning 8.
Wow.
So Magavela baswona ukuthi hey guys, refrain 6 weeks. Koma manje to deliver. Yeah, well 6 weeks late.
It's dangerous.
This is not about 6 weeks.
Guys,
is not about us. Hey, 6 weeks.
We've got a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old.
And we've been married.
6 weeks.
They 6 weeks.
And we've been married 20 years.
So
Yes.
yeah, no.
Our situation was like
We're in a similar situation to you guys.
So lawyers.
Yo, last 6 weeks is
Last 6 weeks is
dangerous.
dangerous. So it's in a show 6 weeks oqala ke.
One shot twice, can't?
Washaya 6
Hayi,
weeks
nina
oqala.
nibambeli.
No, washaya 6 weeks oqala. Bro, sesirelaxele nangumuntu seka tricky manje. Seka tricky. What's going on? What's happening with you? Seka ma moves manje. I'll test. Aw. Ba high velo sendleleni.
Child.
Ice pushes afika.
Nisiphathe kahle.
Yes. Mangaqeda ukudeliver.
6 weeks.
First things first. Let's get those expensive what to
Yes.
close. I paid for it on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had. It's been to 6 weeks still.
Oh, wavala.
Wavala mam. Wavala nje kahle ile into zakhona bazifaka
Yeah.
into zabo.
Yeah.
Ufika sithi hasi right manje at least kuzophumula kancane.
Uzokuphumuleke.
We
Uthabethe wafika.
aveke lasibona. Makavele lasibona wavela waphuma lento isiyazi ithengile yabiza. Wavela phuma nayo ispina ayithi. What is this? Wavela nayo ayidlala kanje. Thomo tayibambekanje nje.
Akhiza kaphuma ngisekhanda. Baza abanye kuthi babuye baphuyisela inhloko.
Nikhuluma ngani?
Saphikisana nabo doctor bathi no. I paid. I remember that I paid 5,000 something here for something to be in there. But why didn't you watch it? Phuma vele. Uzala ngayo. In fact,
Wathi nansi into yenu.
What nansi into yenu,
You can
bafowethu?
have it.
kwakhona uDr Mangali serious ngithi nansi phela wangibhadalisa on 5,000 now.
No, Lebo, I think you're thinking ngawo.
Yeah, saphuma vele amara
Ayo.
inkinga ayikho kuyikimi ingakimi inkinga.
Yo, mara guys.
But I think it was meant to be that way because
Yeah, unless you control her, that's what we say. Yeah.
Because
It's meant to be that way. Guys, God knows yonke into even before siyazi. Why
It was
yazi
meant
uzophuma
to.
iphethe.
it was meant
Come on,
to
Naya.
be that way.
Yes.
Because after the third one, ngabuyela futhi kuleyo nto. Namanje kusase right.
Oh, ayikakahluphi.
ayikakahluphi.
Ayikahluphi.
Okay. No.
So I think
It
that's
was
why I
God's
think
plan.
it was
guys.
God's plan.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
so the boys are 3. And then from
Okay,
there.
are my age gaps just?
No, vele njengoba vele njengoba
I understood that. Musu ukuthi hayibo, I know.
njengoba sibala vele 2017, 2018, 2019.
We were pregnant for 3 years.
We were pregnant for
in a
3
row.
years.
Okay.
In the midst of us learning each other.
I thought I was like the worst.
emsebenzini
Let me
bathini?
tell you.
Oh.
Uma ngibuyela after i-maternity leave, ngibuyela sengipregnant.
That's what I
Ubasi uthi hayi ngeke.
And also there was a time
I-
there was a time when she was unemployed futhi as well. Singakhona ukuthola umsebenzi ngoba
Yes.
are pregnant.
Yes.
It's just now obviously they were trying to find a more sophisticated way of saying it. No, we still looking, we still
you know,
and they know that village she's the best
No,
at the time. But no,
they're like,
we say,
no, we can't bring it.
Kanti hayi,
And
preg-
also the history. Yokuthi phela unyaka nonyaka.
We are pregnant.
Women sensitive.
Yapreka lo.
Pregnant.
Mamela guys, a funny story. My CEO at that point.
Yes.
So I had the first 2005, and then I fell pregnant in 2006. And then she called me, like so nicely, like Pindi, we need to talk. And I'm like, oh, everything is fine. What's happening? No, we need to talk. Is this how it's gonna be now? Is this gonna be 2005, 6? Must I get ready for 7? Yo! I came home and I said, Mbo, now, this thing, we need to talk about this because I can't have my CEO saying, "Ukuthi kanti, is this a yearly thing now?" And imnandi because every year when you're on maternity leave, by the time you come back, they don't know if you're pregnant.
But it's about
And let me tell you, uyaziba, engathi awukho pregnant, but
Yeah, mara
masekucala ukushowa, I think I need to say it now.
I need to say it.
Hi guys, something is happening. But I mean, that's the beauty, guys. Those boys look beautiful.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
I
really
always say
cool.
with the age gap at close.
Growing up together, you know.
You don't know nothing
they
if you don't know
love each
that.
other. Oh, they
man, that's
really
so
love each other.
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Guys, my goodness, our time is up really, and I feel like we I feel like we didn't get to
No, we're gonna get to
a whole lot of things. I feel like we didn't get to a whole lot of things because, but in any case, I mean, what we spoke about, especially, with abazalwane getting pregnant before nishate, and I think that's such an important thing that a lot we don't talk about.
Yes.
Quite a lot, and I'm really thankful to God that you guys are here and we're able to shed some light on it. And our time is up.
Yeah.
And man, would really like to thank you for your
really
time.
good.
You want to close
No,
the
man,
thing?
guys, thank you so much. That was such a fresh perspective to the work that you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also do know, which we didn't get deep into our gigs because, hey, I think Lebo.
She has a lot to say.
She has a story or two.
She has a
I can write a book.
She has a book,
I can write
You
it.
know.
She has a story or two around those gigs, but I think
I also wanted us to talk about the tiny desk with Tani Somazwai,
that's quite a lot.
as well. And I'm sure that was an experience, quite a great experience. We see it, obviously. I mean, it's all over. And
It's quite a lot.
it's very incredible, man.
Yes.
Ooh.
Guys, thank you so much. We cannot thank you enough. Thank
Thank you so much for having us.
for
Yes.
really opening yourselves to us. I mean, I think the last born story was just amazing. I can't stop laughing. It was just amazing. But thank you for opening yourselves to us. It really means a lot.
Thank you.
And we wish you guys everything of the best
Thank
in
you.
your individual journeys, in the creative advertising space and in the music, space. And yeah, man, we're hoping for number...
Hey,
No.
hey.
Okay.
We'll call you.
No.
Don't call us, we'll call you.
We'll call you.
All right.
We have to live the life. Well, thank you so much for joining us in this wonderful episode. We hope that you enjoyed it, and in as much as we have. And the Thabethes are on social media, and please do follow them and keep up with whether or not there is...
No, I don't. Not when Thabethe has something to do with it. Guys,
Thank you so
for
much.
watching.
Thank you so much.
Keep
Thank you. Thank you guys for
subscribing,
having us.
and
Nice.
thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.